Hello, beautiful starseeds. It's Alexander Quinn. It's actually pretty late. It's about midnight here in London. I don't usually film this late, but I was sat on my bed, funnily enough, reading a David Icke book, of all things. And I was just starting to relax, and then all of a sudden, you need to go and talk to the collective right now. No, 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 no. I don't need to. No, yes, you need to go and talk to the collective right now. And I was thinking to myself, no, no, it's really not convenient for me right now. It's like, you need to go and talk to the collective right now. And it's always the way. It's usually always when it's most inconvenient for me. And that the reason why that happens is because it's when I'm totally relaxed, the ego is down, the barriers are down. I'm more in theta brain waves. I'm totally relaxed. There's nothing blocking me, and a lot of people don't know whether they're coming or going. You know, if you've just been cruising through ascension, and this is not the video for you. This is for people who kind of feel a little bit out there at the moment, and there's a lot of you out there, including myself. I mean, my God, the energies have been crazy recently, and I practice this stuff for a living. I follow all the right protocols, and even I am just like, wow, it is so intense right now. So, yeah, I mean, it's been building and building since, I would say, for me personally, since about November, and it's been getting stronger and stronger. So, we're really having to take a lot of time to do self-care at the moment. Be kind to yourself. We're going through such monumental DNA changes and vibrational upgrades at the moment. Be kind to yourself. Don't. This is normal to feel a little bit out there at the moment, like you're a little bit out of your body. There's a lot of people going through it at the moment. And physically, with the DNA upgrades and going crystalline, you're going to feel all over the place. You're going to feel disorientated. You're going to feel lightheaded. You're going to feel a little bit out of your body. I know I certainly do. I have these moments, and I'm practicing some of the best protocols that the best teach, and I'm consciously doing it every day, and I'm still going through this myself. So, intensity levels are up. So the bad times are really bad. When you're feeling really high, you're feeling really high. When you're feeling really down, you're feeling really, really, really down, really low. So, everything's very intense at the moment. The highs are high, the lows are low. All the delusions that we have been going through, which have been programmed into us in the 3D world, are slipping away. There's nowhere to run and hide at the moment. We're being forced to deal with our past, to deal with our traumas, to deal with ourselves. And it's really intense. So just be kind to yourself at this moment in time. So a lot of the distractions of the 3D world, the things that we used to go through, whether it might be having a drink to calm yourself down, or vibrational distractions, or various things going on in the world. The universe is now boxing you into a corner to say, now is the time to deal with all this stuff. You can't run and hide anymore. So we are all being forced to deal with our traumas, and things are coming up to the surface from this lifetime, from previous lifetimes. You can't run and hide anymore. We're having to face ourselves, face our truths, and speak our truth. So it's really a time to get in touch with our feelings right now. And guys, don't be afraid of that. Some of the men out there are probably watching, oh my God, that's what my wife does. She gets in touch with her feelings. I'm a man, I can't do something like that. Well, now's a really good time to get in touch with your feelings. Think from the heart. Don't think from the logical left brain with the ego. You've got to think from the heart. And when we basically go through all the healing and all the purging, which is what's going on now, massive purging, that's when we can release all the stuff, and then that's when we can let go, and then the Red Sea parts, and then we can come up and keep going higher up in vibration, back up into 5D. We've got to let go of all the stuff. But you've got to trust your heart. You've got to feel your way through this. You can't think your way. So you basically got to be in touch with your intuition and your higher self. You've got to get in touch with your feelings to be able to help purge all this stuff out. You've got to be able to understand what it is you're feeling that is coming up to the surface, so that you can give it dismissal and let it go. So I've been saying this quite a lot recently: as the light goes up, the dark goes up too. That's how you know the light is winning, because it gets a little bit more dark sometimes. Now, the dark is very magnetic. The fear is very magnetic. It wants to be attractive towards you. So it wants you to get spun up in its drama. It wants to trigger you. It wants you to keep wanting to switch on the news station, whatever it is that you watch, whatever country you're in, to keep getting plugged into the fear-driven media and whatnot. So the fear is trying to be as attractive and as addictive and magnetizing to you in this moment in time as it possibly can be. So don't let that happen. Don't get involved in all the fear 3D stuff, because it's very easy to get attracted to that, to be addicted to that, to keep wanting to know what's going on. Just don't do it. What we need to be doing at this moment in time is not focusing on the bad stuff that's going on in the world, but focusing on the world we want to create. That is what Spirit is saying. It's saying you must focus on the world you now want to create, not focusing on the bad things that are going on in the world. Just leave the newspapers alone, put them down, switch off the news. If you've got a 3D friend who's calling you up every 2 minutes going on about some 3D stuff, just put the phone down. Literally, just block the number if you have to. Start finding your tribe and focusing on the world that you want to create, because your inner thoughts create your outer reality. And that is why it's so important to be doing your inner work, so that the collective then starts going up. So it starts with each individual person, and then it builds a collective energy. So that's how it starts. The children at the moment, the younger generation, I would say 18 and below, these are the younger star seeds. These are the crystal children, the rainbow children. There's a careful balance with these younger star seeds, because yes, they're coming in with a higher vibration, and they're much more in tune and much more adept at processing and following through with these ascension energies, because they're coming in at a higher vibrational rate and remembering their past lives and stuff. But at the same time, the older generations who have 1 foot in 2 worlds, 1 foot in the 3D world and 1 foot in the 5D world, because the ascension timelines, the time hopping that is going on and the energy changes are so intense at the moment, it's throwing a few older star seeds a little bit off, because we're having to recalibrate so quick. It's like, oh god, especially right now. So some of the youngest star seeds and the crystal children are kind of very adept at this, in some respects more adept than the older generation and the people who were kind of, say, 20, 25 plus, especially 30 plus, but they're still human and they still need us older generations to look after them. So there's a careful balance here. So we need to be looking to the children who are the ones who are a little bit more in touch with everything going on, because they're coming into the earth being born in a higher vibration, but also at the same time we can't let them see that we are losing our grip, or that we're getting thrown off with these fast energy changes. So we all need to be looking after each other. It's quite important, that one. Be authentic. Don't be afraid, with these people who are waking up and they don't know how to voice the terminology of what it is that's happening right now, how I am. Don't be afraid to speak your truth to them. Now, it's not that you're selling them ascension or selling them what's going on, but don't be afraid to explain what you're going through and show them your authenticity. Because right now, every soul on the planet energetically wants the truth, even if they don't know how to articulate that. They're looking for authenticity and the truth. So be very prepared more than ever to start telling them your journey, because more than ever now, souls are going to be more basically ready, and they're going to find it more digestible to be able to listen to your story more than ever before. So don't be afraid to talk about your journey, or the spiritual stuff, or what you think is a little bit woo-woo. There'll always be a few souls out there who want to knock you because they're still in fear. Don't worry about those. But there will be a lot of souls out there who will be very open, more open than you ever thought, of all ages, to listen to your story and hear what you're going through in this ascension stuff and energy changes. So have a think about that. Diet is just, the energy changes with diet are just crazy at the moment. A lot of people I'm seeing, just things like, even just 2 months ago, there are foods and drink and things that they now just suddenly don't resonate with, and it's just speeding up and speeding up and speeding up. So if you suddenly do have to drop red meat all of a sudden, Maybe don't forget to take some vitamin supplements to keep you going in the meantime, just till your body acclimatizes. Do keep yourself hydrated. There will be things that don't resonate with you, relationships especially. You'll be finding a lot of new relationships as your frequency is just literally spiraling up so many stars. I know mine are. You're going to be dropping relationships. A lot of relationships just suddenly won't be a frequency match for you anymore, and you're going to be making a lot of new ones. So there'll be a lot of people who will be coming onto your timeline because there'll be a timeline match for you, because we're time hopping a lot at the moment. A lot of timelines are shooting up and down all over the place, and manifestation is speeding up. So you'll find a lot of star seeds right now are just kind of taking on a lot of these energies and DNA upgrades at the moment. And some of them want to go out because lockdown has been going on for a long time, but there are also a lot of star seeds who just want to stay at home, and they don't want to go out, and they don't want to see anyone, and they just want to just try and absorb all these crazy energies. And who they were even say 2 months ago or 6 months ago is so different to who they are now, because the changes are so epically vast. So a lot of star seeds now and light workers are like, my God, so how do I go back out and reenact it in the world with the person that I am now compared to who I was 6 months ago? So I would say don't worry about all these things. Just flow with the energy. Don't think too much about what your next step is. Of course, if you've got a work meeting or if you've got something, I'm not talking about that kind of thing. I'm just talking about day-to-day stuff. Just flow with the energy. Don't use this too much. Use your heart just to kind of feel what feels good, what feels bad. Likewise with careers and jobs, people are just thinking, wow, is this really for me? Do I want to sell this business now after I've been doing this all this time? Do I really want to work with these people, after all this time? Do I really want to be doing this thing? People are really starting to weigh up and evaluate their career and their place in the working world now. That they're kind of thinking, do I need all this clutter? Do I need this thing? Do I need this factory that I'm running to build this car, or can I do it somewhere else? People are really starting to evaluate higher timelines, so that's going on quite a lot too. So there's big changes happening at the moment, and my message to all of you is it's absolutely okay. You're going to be fine, but just be really gentle with yourself at this moment in time. So Gaia is really calling us to step into our 5D shoes now, and it's like you can't run and hide anymore. And I'm seeing it with people who had addictions. They're managing to really conquer addictions now. It could be all kinds of addictions. Could be even codependency, or it could be alcohol abuse. But the energies are really starting to pull together, and people are starting to face their addictions and come to truths and stuff. And it could be painful, but I know there's another thing with a lot of light workers right now. They're looking at 3D people who aren't having to put in all the work at this moment in time. They're looking, oh my God, I'm doing all this ascension work and it's so unfair. My 3D friends aren't having to go through all these changes, and they don't have to give up this food or that drink, or their life has stayed the same and my life is crumbling and falling apart, and I'm going into 5D and it doesn't seem fair and all this kind of stuff. And why is that happening? And it's because when you want to make the shift, when you want to go 5D and you want to become consciously aware, there is something called innate, which is the energy field around you, which is the universe, which wants to roll a 6 for you every time. So when you put that intention out that you want to start playing in this vibration, the intention sets off the shift and you start shooting off on that timeline. So there'll be a lot of your 3D friends who have not consciously made that intention, so nothing is changing in their world, so they haven't had to change anything, but then they're staying on the 3D timeline. So the dilemma is, make the changes now for something that'll be easier for you in the times coming, and go through a more painful process now, or stay in 3D, don't have to deal with anything, but then deal with the consequences later on when it's all going to catch up with you. So don't worry about the 3D people. They're going to get there too. We're all going to get there, but it's just the people who are on a higher vibration, the 5D people they're the ones doing it right now, and it's a very accelerated pace they're going through. So purging is the big one at the moment. We're all purging so much. We're purging past traumas, pains, physical pains, mental pains are coming up from this life, from previous lives. So be in touch with what you're feeling and what you're thinking, and try and realize what it is, and try and feel what it is, and bring it up to the surface. Realize what it is, be thankful, be grateful for what you're feeling, and then shoot it out, give it dismissal, and then get rid of it and drop all your karma. So that's really, really going to help. And speaking your truth, it's going to be very hard not to speak your truth anymore. So if you're not speaking your truth, it's actually going to be slightly painful. Whereas in the old 3D world, we were programmed constantly to believe that speaking your truth would go against you, and in previous lives, we'd be shot, killed, hung, stabbed, drawn, quartered, whatever, for speaking our truth. So we protected ourselves, even in early stages in this life, but most of previous lives, not speaking our truth. Now, in the age of Aquarius, it's all about having your truth out. And if you're not speaking your truth and being your authentic self, it's really going to slow you down, and it's going to feel a little bit even more disorientating. So it's going to lighten your load, speaking your truth. So go and do that and trust yourself. You're going to find people are going to be in much better receivership of your information than ever before. Also our memories are changing. It's our, if you can imagine, a lot of people are walking into a room more often than not in this period right now, and they can't remember, why did I walk in this room? No, what did I forget? I just walked in this room to get something, and I can't remember why I came here. Our memory is changing a little bit, and the reason why that is because in a 3D world, we didn't have the intuition to just click into the universe and download whatever it is we want to know just by symbiosis. We had to learn something, put it in our synaptic pathways, remember it, and then it's stored there, and then it sticks, because we have no other way to intuitively get energy from the universe. Now our memory is changing just a little bit. We're getting glimpses of that, where the universe is saying, hey, trust your intuition and let knowledge of things that you need to know, or ideas, just come in through like the internet of the universe, as opposed to doing it the old 3D way, which was like, you learn something, it goes in the brain, it stays there, then you do a test. The 5D way is much more conceptual. 5D memory, in pure 5D, it would just be like streaming the internet. So there are ETs in the sixth entity, for example, who can just think on something without having to learn on it, and they just intuitively can download it from the universe. So we're going a little bit more into the 5D intuitive, just knowing, like the clair abilities. I think it's claircognizance, where you just know something. So we're getting more into that. So memory's changing a little bit. Loss of appetite as well. Our bodies are taking on more ethereal light. Our Merkabas are taking on more light. So the physical body's needing less nutrients. So speak soon. And I love you guys. And spirit guides, stop bugging me. I've done my work now. I want to go to sleep. Thank you, spirit guides. I love you too. Okay. Ciao.